At a point in time, situation tried to pull them down, drag them below what they could and can be, but being resilient, they were able to pick up from life's ruin, dust themselves and continue to be the stars we enjoy and are inspired by. Today on Exciting TV, we will be celebrating these Grass to Grace movie stars. Her life and work has inspired so many young girls to strive to be the best in whatever they do and work hard to live their dreams just like she did.
I couldn't do that to see me.
She started out as a child actress on the defunct popular NTA soap opera Ripples. After some other works like Ijele and Last Party, Genevieve became a fast-rising actress every director and producer wants to use to sell their film, and indeed, every movie she appears in promises to be a hit as she puts in her best in every role she plays.
I'd say Genevieve brought glamour to acting, and it's interesting when you look back at how she started. She started as nobody. I mean, we didn't start noticing her until after a few roles, a couple of roles, and then we began to wonder, who is this bright little girl? And then somehow she's grown and grown and grown, and she's still growing. Right now, I'd say she's the #1 actress in Nigeria.
The story of Nollywood would be very much incomplete without mentioning Genevieve Nnaji. I think she has done so well for herself. I remember very well the newscaster in Most Wanted, that movie that Regina Askew used to shake the movie industry. Everybody wanted to watch a movie, and Genevieve Nnaji was just a newscaster on screen. She's more like the Waka Pass in that movie, but after over a decade, she has done so well for herself. In 2005, she and some of her colleagues were banned because of the exuberant fees, but that did not dismay her. Instead, she plunged into her other love, music.
She's been able to weather the storm, rising from grass to grace. Her story is that of someone that was prepared to go through the odds and emerge victorious. She did emerge victorious.
Some said it was not a success, but the fact that she dared alone is enough to be inspired by this daring woman. She was later called back to be the actress she's always wanted to be. At an early age, Genevieve got pregnant and gave birth to a baby girl who is presently a teenager. An event that would have changed the course of some people's lives to the worst, but instead it made her stronger. She has so many awards to prove for her hard work, not just as a fashionista or another pretty face with no brain. This intelligent woman is with depth, and she knows where she's heading to, and only the top is good for her. She started acting as a teenager, a profession she stumbled upon after she followed a friend for an audition and came back with a role instead. From her early performances in Thorn of Roses to her award-winning role in Mortal Inheritance, Omotola Jalade Ekinde is living every young girl's dream. Married to a sweetheart pilot,
Is another person that I admire, so that's someone who has a lot of talents, and she's just waiting to explode. She's got it all, and she has it all bottled up, and waiting for every little opportunity to showcase that innate ability that God has blessed her with. She has risen from grass to grace.
Her life wouldn't have been better until she was banned from acting. Instead of waiting for movie marketers to have a change of heart and call her back to acting, she went into the studio to work on her album, which did not receive too much airplay, but she was able to send a message that she could do anything she wills her mind to do. Even though the music did not do well, it didn't have so much airplay, but then she forced herself to release an album and release a second album and even did a launch. That's to tell you that she's a very strong woman. She's strong-willed, and whatever she puts her hands to do, she goes into it in every sense of the word. So I think Omotola is one testimony in the history of Nollywood.
What's more, I should say that she's the one actress I know that manages to put together family, acting, and she also has a music career. That's really, really huge.
Newcomers came to the movie scene, prettier and younger actresses, but the marketers knew what they were missing. She was called back with her older colleagues. With the new faces and fresh talent in the industry, Omotola Jalade Ekinde was able to take a place on the top as one of the A-list actresses movie fans could not do without. Ramsey Nouah became a household name after his role in the defunct soap opera Fortunes, which became Mega Fortunes, where he played the role of a typical Ajabota who loves music. He entered mainstream acting at a point when the movie industry was just kicking off, His ability to understand the psychology of every character he plays and able to show the right emotion made him not just a toast to the female folks because of his good looks, but to men alike. But I think Ramsey's big break into Nollywood would be Silent Night. He broke through in Silent Night and everyone wanted to know, who is this kid, who is this child? All the girls fell for him. I remember my friends that were girls, I remember my sisters were all crushing on him so bad. All the girls wanted to date Ramsey Nouah, or someone that looked like Ramsey Nouah, or someone that sounded like Ramsey Nouah, and then he just started glowing. But the biggest break for Ramsey Nouah came through when he did Dangerous Twins. I mean, he pulled off that movie to the last day. In Silent Night, Ramsey Nouah was able to make us pity him. The catharsis was strong that Silent Night became the movie to change his acting career. He was also part of those banned from acting at a point when he was on top of his game. He was later involved in a bike accident on the 3rd Mainland Bridge, Lagos, Nigeria, while rushing to an appointment. He lost his front tooth while he was bedridden. The movie industry did not wait on for him, just like life.
Yes, Ramsey Nouah is sure a dude that a lot of people want to be like. I see people want to be like him these days. If his story wasn't a success story, tell me how many people would want to be like him.
New actors flocked the industry, but none was able to shake his place on top when he returned to acting. Even today, Ramsey Nouah is still very much one of those actors who would always know how to make a character come alive.
He's a fantastic actor. I like the way he gets into character. He's just one very good person when it comes to doing that. It's a good lover man. When he has to suffer, I hardly see him suffer on screen though. But then when he plays the lover man, he does it just the way I like it played.
No wonder he won the Best Actor in Lead Role at the AMA 2010 for his role in the award-winning movie The Figurine. This is one man that always knew what he wanted to do in life. As a young boy, he was involved in the school and church drama. It was no surprise when he went to the university to study theatre arts in the University of Benin. Aremde was a toast of the 90s in soap opera Checkmate.
He actually ventured into acting, but it started out as a journalist, yes, writing for a couple of magazines back then, if I can remember, I think Classic or one of those magazines, and then like play, he ventured into acting, and he was a toast of all at some point, rising from barely nothing, let's say from zero, and now he's a hero. Aremde is a fantastic person.
Every teenage girl got a first crush just watching the Sly Segun role. Though not an amicable character, but his sleek looks made us love him and wished Anne could let bygone be bygone and just fall in love with him in the soap opera Checkmate. What a man. So what can you not say about Aremde? He was that brown chocolate, that brown sexy hot rub all the girls wanted to have. Even the wives, the young brides wanted to have a piece of Aremde. He was just hot at that time. Just as he was enjoyed in Line playing most of the leading men in the movie industry, Richard Mofe-Damijo was banned too, like his other colleagues. When he was called back, none of the younger actors who had flocked the industry while he was gone were able to steal his place.
So Aremde is a good actor, a talented one, and if he gets the right script right now, I'm sure he'd still go over with his acting, over and over. I'm not sure he's planning to retire.
Today, he is presently a commissioner in Delta State, but he never forgot the entertainment industry. That is why we see him once in a while when there is any event that can steal him away. We hope that he will return back to his first love when his tenure expires. He walked the streets of Lagos like most graduates these days looking for a job after graduating. Doing a 5-year course, but this engineering graduate could not get employment anywhere till he was able to get a role in a movie.
I think he's one of the people in Nollywood that is doing very well for himself too.
Ever since then, his torn shoes, which would have seen hell trekking the streets of Lagos while he looked for a job, has long been a history, as he's one of the few men who have been doing what he knows how to do best for more than a decade. He is still very much on top. What more can you not say about Emeka Ike? He was the toast of big screen for every young girl at that time in the 90s. From Deadly Affair, everybody struck. When the movie came out, people, we didn't even care. They were actually not speaking English. I mean, it was Igbo and it was subtitled in English, and we just loved it. We loved everything about the movie. And the most amazing thing is that for Emeka Ike to feature in that movie, that was like early 90s, and he's still very relevant in 2011.
Emeka Ike has been around. He's been around for years, and he still has it going very, very, very well.
He won the 2010 Gouda Ultimate Sex Celebrity Showdown. Emeka Ike is still the leading man we cannot help but fall in love with. She is an example of what persistence can do to someone who remained consistent. As a young girl, Funke Akindele had so many teenagers spellbound for her role as Bisi in the defunct soap opera I Need to Know, an educative program in the 90s. Funke Akindele, everybody watched I Need to Know, and I remember very well watching I Need to Know got my mother spanking me sometimes, because when I'm asked to do something, I would run upstairs to go and watch. You don't send me on an errand when I Need to Know is on air. I would not even go. So it's so amazing to know that Funke Akindele was way older than the character she played. And then the challenge there is you older than the younger character, and you're able to come into character of a young girl in secondary school and made us believe you were actually that age in real life. At that time, she was not a teenager herself, but she was able to play the role to perfection. Everyone thought with a brilliant job, it would be easy for her to break through into the mainstream. It was not easy.
Funke Akindele has been able to rise from nobody to somebody. You know, a few years ago, if you had asked who's Funke Akindele, I'm sure a lot of people have been wondering, just one of those normal names, just one of those people. But she's been able to stand out as a producer, as an actor, as a fantastic professional at what she does.
She would go from one location to another. She was rejected more than 1,000 times. But something that will make most people look for something else to do with their life, she was not discouraged.
Our struggle is immense. After I Need to Know, she went on. You know, for a while we didn't hear from her. I heard that then she was shopping from one audition to the other and then the other. I heard she was even willing to stay without getting paid. I mean, get a role in a movie, act and not get paid. She was that determined to make a mark in acting.
At some point, she begged directors just to star in their movies without being paid. But these two, she was refused. Somehow, she was able to get roles in the Yoruba movie genre, which became a bedrock for her success. She produced her own movie Jennifer in 2008, which was later released in 2009.
Interestingly, she's a barrister. Imagine a Jennifer character in court defending if you have a case. Just so your judge is going to keep laughing and laughing until he says, okay, discharged and acquitted, just like that.
It became a huge success, something she never expected that would take her this far. Today, she's every director and producer's delight.
I like our combination, but some more white on black, black on white, red on pink, blue on yellow. Fine gone.
She was one of the fortunate ones who flocked the market at a time when the big names like Genevieve Nnaji and Omotola Jalade Ekendo were banned from the movie scene. She became one of the top leading ladies most producers and directors want to use in their movie.
Iniedo is a pretty actress, and she's not just a pretty actress. She acts in a pretty way too. I think Ini was one of those people who came on board when Genevieve and Motola and Ramsey Noah had that ban. Remember that ban some time ago saying they were acting for too much? You know, Ini was one of those actresses they brought as a replacement, kind of, for Genevieve and the likes. And somehow, immediately she took a bite from the big apple. She just stayed there. It's obvious she has something in her which she felt the world needed to know about, which she's still expressing up till now. And so even by the time Genevieve, Motola and Ramsey Noah returned to the stage, she still could not be outstaged. You know, she just stayed there.
Iniedo has done very well for herself, starting from minor roles in movies, the Waka passes, and, you know, moving on to playing major roles in other movies too, and establishing herself as one of the actors to be courted in the Nollywood industry. She's a fantastic person too, a good story. Someone who started from grass to grace.
Her talent and pretty face made her rise so fast that people began to accept her and forget their favorite actresses were out of the scene. Iniedo is a hit for the recording. Even when Genevieve and the likes came back to the movies, she still had her presence. Today you cannot write the story of Nollywood without putting the name Iniedo. After some years, she was banned for breach of contract. She was able to get back her feet when she was called back. Today, she's not just an actress but a movie producer as well. She is one actress that is so natural. Her talent is pure and so true. She can make you laugh with her or even cry like a helpless baby. Mercy Johnson would turn a script into reality, and all we have to do is to clap. Mercy Johnson is one of those that understand that you have just one shot to prove yourself in life, and that was what she did when she was given the chance to star in a movie. And ever since then, she has taken her place on top.
From the part of the state, this country where we come from, entertainment is not usually viewed as a very serious trade. But she's been able to rise above those challenges, coming from a background of military parents, and being able to tell the world that, look, no matter what you see, I'm going to excel, I'm going to do well. Today she's one of the best actors that we can boast about in Nigeria.
Gone are those days when she was hopping from one audition to the next looking for an opportunity to show the world she has what it takes to be a brilliant actress. Today, all they said was history. Mercy Johnson is an actress who stayed. Things were going so smooth for this chocolate-skinned actress. She was one of the A-list actresses most directors love to work with because she was easy to work with and knows how to interpret her roles.
Stephanie Okereke started just like that. We didn't know she existed, of course, but as soon as she came on board, she lit up our screen.
Just as she was enjoying life and feeling that it could not get any better, tragedy struck. On her way to an event, the vehicle was involved in a ghastly accident, but she was able to crawl out of the wrecked car with some injuries. She metamorphosed into a big name in no time, and then tragedy struck. When she had the accident, it was so fatal. I remember seeing her at the airport one time. She was still the beautiful girl, but with scars all over her hands and everything. It was terrible. And then she did not stop there. She actually went to the New York Film School, graduated as a director, and shot her own movie, Through the Glass, that got mad reviews all over the world. I mean, the movie was screened in almost all the film festivals around the world, including the Cannes Film Festival. So that was a big one for her, and she had a very classy and very amazing premiere in Nigeria that everybody wanted to see the movie. So I think Stephanie Okereke is actually a very strong woman.
But the story had not always been a success story for her. She has started from a humble beginning, and she did everything that she possibly could to get to where she has gotten herself today. And even after getting that kind of reckoning, she still suffered a terrible auto crash. Now, a lot of people, that would have been enough to cut their career short, cut them at the prime, but she didn't let go. She kept the spirit on, and now she's been able to do a fantastic movie, Through the Glass, and I gotta give her a thumbs up. She's a fantastic person.
She was hospitalized very well. Everyone was praying for her speedy recovery. Luckily for her, she was able to walk with the aid of a walking stick. Roles were written for her because of her condition. Her marriage hit the rocks and she divorced her husband.
Coupled with a broken marriage, she was going through so much at the same time. She was in the hospital trying to recover from her physical scars, yet she had emotional scars to go through. Yet you see her today now, she's out strong, and she's not just acting anymore, she's also directing. I feel only a strong woman can pull through all of that.
She would travel to New York to study directing in the New York Film School. She returned better and stronger. Her movie, Through the Glass, received rave reviews. This determined the young lady is living her dream every day. At a young age, she lost the love of her life, leaving her with 2 daughters and nearly empty account. She was able to pick up a broken heart and leave because her children needed her like never before. After the short break she took when her husband died, she received scripts from different producers and directors. She played the role of the widow in the movie The Widow, which had nothing to do with her life with her late husband, but she was to relate with the character as a widow herself.
David, this is too good to be true.
Stella delivers a role so well as though she's living a normal life. I think some of her best roles would be the role of a widow or the role of a pregnant woman. I remember one time my mom said, "Is she married?" Then she wasn't married, but my mom was asking me, "Is she married? Does she have kids?" And I'm like, "No, she's not married, she doesn't have kids." Then how come she knows how to play the role of a pregnant woman that is under labor? That's a very difficult task, but Stella does it so well. She brings the scripts to reality, and then you would ask yourself. The movie caused a lot of controversies with her former in-laws, but she kept her eyes on the mark instead. She is the actress that plays the role of a wicked witch most times in the movie.
Hey, Neka, I have returned. Did you hear me?
But we simply like her for the role she plays. She throws herself into it that most people forget that she's just an actress living in a make-believe life.
I see the cast of a movie, right? And as soon as I see her name, I can imagine, oh, now we know who the witch in this movie is going to be. She's either the very wicked mother-in-law, yeah, or this or this hypocrite or something. She just always plays a bad role, and she does it very, 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 very well.
A lot of times she has been harassed on the streets by movie lovers who cannot shake off the wicked role she plays most times.
Your head is the matter. Your head is the matter. You put juju in the food you prepared for me.
It goes to show she's a true thespian, suspending disbelief.
I love Patience Uzoko so much. I mean, if there is anybody that would play the best role when it comes to that wicked mother-in-law, or that witch mother, or that mother that is pushing her daughters to marry only rich men, or that mother that is frustrating the son because the son is marrying a girl she doesn't want, I think Patience Uzoko will get all the lead roles in all of these stories because she delivers it so well.
Mama G, like she's fondly called by her, fans and followers in the industry, has done outstandingly well. That's another story of someone who rose from nothing to something.
Patience Uzoko is a widow with children. The role of a husband is so important, so women would break down for their life if they lose their partner.
How many women will lose their husbands as a widow and still forge on, struggle on? She did not allow any of that to deter, to hinder her, to stand as a barrier between her and her career.
But Patience Uzoko was able to go through the storm, doing all she could do as an actress supporting her children. She is one of the actresses that was born to act.
Just try and reason with us.
Reason with you. That's all I hear all the time.
It's been an interesting episode and exciting TV. Do join us next time for another wonderful moment. Bye.